My hair. My hair's really poofy today. I don't know what's going on with it. I'm just like, meh. Hey Becca, okay, so in response to your video, what I really want to talk about is how you mentioned more diverse media in your video. I caught myself in my video being like, I have to put people in the boxes, which is a way that I know I need to think in order to understand the world around me. But those schemas aren't necessarily correct due to my lack of diversity in my life. And one thing that I know, sorry. One thing I was thinking about when you talked about diverse media was the fact that I wish I was more diverse, and how much I've grown over the past, I got on Tumblr, what was it, a year ago technically, and how much I've grown over that 1 year looking through my posts on Tumblr, going from cute little, oh that's adorable, to like actual posts about real life issues. I know for me personally, this past year, 2014, talking about that has been a real awakening when it comes to learning about the fluidity of sexuality and the spectrums of the gender, the ace spectrum, and just different things like that, as well as learning what feminism really is. I didn't even know what feminism was until I got onto Tumblr, which brings me to my point that it's really, really sad that Tumblr was where I was getting most of my information from. And not to knock Tumblr, it's a great platform, it's a great way to get information out there as long as the information is accurate, but it's also, it's Tumblr. It's not a scientific journal. It's not, an actual news network that isn't biased type of thing. It's Tumblr. It makes me think about, in order for us to have more diversity out there, we need to be the diversity in a sense that we need to push information out there. There are plenty of people that won't know about anything that is going on, or they'll have a very sheltered worldview based on what their family has told them, what their close friends have told them. And until you get the information out there, no one's going to have a different way of thinking. And in order to truly understand a situation, you have to examine everything. And it's hard when you don't have all the information. As both of us, you and I, are growing into young adults that are trying to be more aware of what's going on in the world and more social and like international issues, I don't watch the news. I get a lot of what I know about the world from social media. I don't have time to just sit down and say, okay, I'm just gonna watch the news for an hour and see what's going on. I don't have time for that, but I do have time to get a Twitter update. I can use this a lot easier than using the TV or sitting down and reading a newspaper. It's a lot easier for me, and that's the generation that we live in. And I think it's so cool that we have this technology, but we're not using it to the advantage that we could be using it for. And that's what really frustrates me, is because we have the ability to send out just little bits of information so people can digest them, but we aren't. We need to put the information out there. I read somewhere, or it was either a text post or a video post or something I saw online, something along the lines of, if you're an advocate for something and you get mad when someone doesn't understand, and instead of explaining to them, you get frustrated with them, then you're not advocating anything. You're just the problem. I feel like that's just true with everything that you believe, everything in your life. I should be more willing to share facts with people, and when people get frustrated with me or get frustrated in general because they don't understand, I should be able to sit them down and say, hey, these are the facts. And that way they have a bit of information, they can share it to the next person, and it keeps going down this trail of people, and we would be able to share more and more information with each other that way. And word of mouth is definitely something that people talk with each other. They send each other quick little text messages and they tweet at each other and things like that. That's how we get our information out as our generation. So we should be more willing to share the information that we have. When we learn about everything that happens in our world, world issues, we should be able to share it, whether it's a national issue or an international issue. If it's a local issue or if it's a social issue, we should be able to share it and talk about it. And I feel like in order for us to have a more diverse world, that's what we need to do. And And I know this is really ranty, and I feel like a lot of my videos are gonna be really ranty because this is like, it makes so much sense in my brain, and I just want other people to understand. But I think that we could take steps. I feel like our world would be a more diverse place. So that's the end of my rant. That's my video. But that's what I wanted to talk to you about. I wanted to just share how I feel about misinformation or no information being spread. So I'll see you on Tuesday. Bye, Becca.